Hi, Steve Lavallee here with Total Mortgage, and I've asked my friend Donald Oldakowski to come in and chat about moving. Don's the owner of Allen's Moving and Storage, and just thought that the mortgage and finance world and real estate works is dependent often on movers as well. So we have a little bit of simpatico.
Absolutely.
Lots of stress, lots of timing, deadlines and whatnot. Hate to say it, but moving kind of sucks, right?
It absolutely sucks. Moving is one of the top most stressful things you'll do in your life.
Right.
I mean, what you're dealing with is moving your family, packing things up, getting rid of things. It's a horrible situation. And then when these strangers come to your house, and that's going to determine how this is going to go. Is it going to be comfortable? I feel comfortable with these people going through my personal things and putting them onto a truck, or am I going to be nervous until it gets delivered?
Yeah. And when you move, you oftentimes are dealing, the other stresses are, death, divorce, moving, whatever, new job, and usually movers and mortgage people. We have, we have all of those stresses. So how does someone pick a mover, and how do you charge?
Well, there's several kinds of moves. You've got a local move, which is just moving in the state. Okay. They do it by the hour. Movers we can do packing, we can do storage, and then we've got the long distance moves. And what people don't realize is we have trucks, all across the country. So I can move people to Florida, Pennsylvania, but I can also bring people into the state of Maine. So say you've got a family member and, they've decided to buy a house in your neighborhood so you could all be closer together. You can call us and we can bring them in. What I always say is when you have someone local, if there was a problem or a question or you needed something, we're here. We've got bricks and mortar and we're right in Maine. So it's not like some company that may be a little, less trustworthy delivering you, not putting your stuff on the lawn and leaving. And that does happen.
Yeah, no, we all heard the horror stories, but I've heard that before. Certainly if you're moving in our world from Saco to Falmouth, that's a local move, and that's by the hour, right?
Yes.
And how many men and what size truck and stuff. But going across state lines, is it regulated? Like we're pretty...
It is. Yeah, everything, once you cross state lines, the federal government controls everything. Right. And it's about weight, distance, tariffs. And we have to be regulated. My trucks have cameras on them, so I know where they are. I know what their speeds are. We have to report through the state, through a thing called IFTA, how much fuel we use going through each state. We pay taxes going through other states. The
weigh stations on the highway.
Oh yeah, the weigh stations you have. So it's very regulated. And there are companies that'll go and rent a Penske and try to do it behind the books. But those companies, usually there's a lot of bad things that can happen. So
I love the fact. So there's a tariff. So and it's by the miles you said. So if someone from New Jersey is moving, and hopefully we do the financing and we know a closing date, you can have a truck in New Jersey and bring them to Maine, and it's the same price as a New Jersey person dropping them off?
We can compete against anything. And
because it's by the mileage.
Correct. It's always good to have a mover either on one end or the other, whether you pick someone at your origin or someone at your destination, but at least that continuity. And we have great success stories bringing people here because we have so many people going out that we can be very competitive bringing people back because I got to get my trucks back.
And Don and I have been in the service industry for a long time in Greater Portland, and we love helping families and helping individuals. But what would you say is the newest trend you've seen out there in this market? Our market's wacky right now, and we can talk about that. But how's your market?
Moving is moving. We're moving stuff. There's no rocket science. We're not doctors solving problems like that. But some of the examples are like, say you have a closing and closings get delayed. Something happens. Someone didn't file paperwork. The title company came up with something. Right. When you go with another company, again coming to Maine, and all of a sudden they need to unload it, and that closing got delayed a day or two, they're going to put it into a moving company, charge probably $3,000 to $5,000.
Oh, for sure.
Where when you're dealing with a local company, I can hold that truck at my warehouse, put it in my warehouse, and then deliver it for pennies on the dollar compared to what these companies from out of area are. So some of those benefits are great. And we've had it where we're going out to closing, and all of a sudden, you're sitting at the closing table and your buyer comes up and says, I don't have that check I was supposed to get you, or something like that, or any of those things. We can work with the realtors, we can work with the mortgage officers so that there isn't a major problem and people are being told they have to get their stuff off, put it into a storage, and all these extra headaches. We can solve that because we also have storage. Even if it was a long term, I have 2 warehouses, one in Scarborough and one in Augusta.
Yeah, I think, that just makes so much sense to me. And what you and I both have enjoyed and talked about over the years is the relationships we've built in this business. We both deal with realtors a lot, and we're always looking for relationships if you need a mortgage person with questions or a mover. But, financial planners, attorneys, whatever. And we'll advocate very strongly and sincerely that shop local. We're the ones that support the Little League teams. We're the one that, help donate money for the school play, whatever. So
and I've seen that because in my industry there are the website, get a moving company from, there's no real true location, but you'll do the Google reviews and they seem good. Yeah. They're not. And you hear Rocket Mortgage and things like
I call them satellite mortgage.
Yeah, they're all I deal with. The major problems I've ever seen in my industry is people not working with someone who's in the area and thinking, I had my sister-in-law from New York as a mortgage person. She's going to finance. I'll tell you, I think that's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, we found that as well. All right, so I told you we'd only be here for a couple minutes. I really appreciate you coming in. Shop local, Donald Oldakowski, Allen's Moving and Storage, Steve Lavallee, Total Mortgage. Love to be of service to you guys.
Absolutely. If you got to go, call Donnie O.